So here we are with Penhaligon's Halfeti, House of Toys, Joy for Playful Noses. That's what it says on the box. There's no cellophane unwrapping for anyone who is looking forward to that. It was a duty-free buy, and this I'll show you now. Actually, it's not wait, let's open it because it's a gift set. Oh, it's a set, and it was their Christmas edition gift set. So there's 100 ml of Penhaligon's Halfeti there, and 300 ml of Penhaligon's Halfeti body and hand wash. Now those two together, because this was a Christmas edition from Heathrow Airport duty free, the gentleman actually sold it me for 135 English pounds, which I thought was an absolute steal, considering Halfeti to buy just this on its own is in excess of a few hundred English pounds. So to get the two for 135, and also he sold me this as well, which we'll do an opening on later, but just to give you an illustration on the value. This is 5 sample fragrances of 5 milliliter each of Penhaligon's fragrances. That was £25 as well, so £160 for that, really, which, yeah, why not? It's not a, try and get it out, it's not a blind buy. Well, it is actually, in a way. I only smelt it at the airport, oddly enough, and I've been meaning to get my nose on a few of Penhaligon's, and a nice little bow there, little dicky bow, and yeah, I've been meaning to get my nose on a few of these because they are quite expensive from when I've done a little bit of research on them. Don't know much about the house. I know where I live in Cornwall, Penhaligon's a name there's quite a few areas and named after Penhaligon, so whether this is of Cornish descent, I have no idea, but on the back it says Penhaligon's London, so maybe it originated in Cornwall and moved to London. As I say, it wasn't it's a semi-blind buy. I smelt it on the tester strip at the airport, and yeah, I liked it, and as I was smelling it, the gentleman come up and offered me this set, so nothing smelling there. What I'll do, I'll break down I'll give you a little spiel. So main accords: woody, warm, spicy, aromatic, fresh, spicy, leather, oud, powdery, amber, rose, vanilla, which tick most of my boxes, to be fair. Halfeti by Penhaligon is an amber woody fragrance for women and men. Halfeti was launched in 2015. Nose behind this fragrance is Christian Provenzano. So let's go into the notes. Top notes: a cypress leaf, saffron, cardamom, Artemisia, Bergamot, grapefruit. Middle notes are Bulgarian rose, nutmeg, jasmine, and base notes are Agarwood, oud, cedar, leather, sandalwood, amber, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. So it's quite a lot involved in that one, by the looks of things. So yeah, according to this, it was inspired by precious goods traded by Turkey, named after a Turkish village, Halfeti, where black roses bloom on the coast of the Euphrates. The dark and mysterious roses, they're very rare, the result of unique ecological conditions in which they are grown. Okay, though they're not the roses used in this fragrance, they're Bulgarian roses, which is still nice. The perfume opens with a rich union of citrus, herbs and spices while blending bergamot and grapefruit with saffron, cardamom, Artemisia and cypress needles. The heart develops floral notes of jasmine and Bulgarian rose combined with shades of nutmeg, while the base introduces warm aromas of leather, precious wood, cedar, sandalwood, amber, musk, tonka and vanilla. I believe it's only available on their website and in 100ml. What it says here, I'm sure little internet search you probably find it. So as I was mentioning, it was only a smell on there. Tester strip that I smelled, but immediately fell in love with it, to be fair, and that was on the tester strip. I didn't spray any on the skin, so I have no idea how it's gonna perform on the skin. Though if it's anything like what it smelled like on the tester strip, then I'm yeah, well, let's get down to it. Did I mention the concentrate of this? Yeah, it's eau de parfum. So yeah, immediately there's a freshness to it though. There's the sense that it's going to turn dark and spicy. That freshness doesn't feel like it's going to hang around long before it's overwhelmed by the woodiness of this, of which I love. I love that loitering lingerness of woodiness that just hangs around in any fragrance if it's there as a backbone, as a base, and it holds its own throughout the wear. I'm sold on that. So lots going off. The rose, smell the rose. You can actually distinguish, or I can rather distinguish, quite a few different notes in here. There's the saffron that the oud there is waiting to make its presence announced. Though, as I mentioned, it's probably going to come on the dry down that, and there's just a lovely, exquisite, exotic floralness to this. I don't know, I knew nothing really about this. Apparently the gentleman said it's one of their #1 sellers, so I could understand why. It says for men and women. Now initially this can smell, what is smelling rather, that it's quite feminine. I'm in really high heat here. It's in the 30s, and would this suit high heat weather? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? And I don't know what longevity. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, initially it airs on the side of femininity, yeah, that one. And however, underneath it there's a masculinity. There's a deep sort of green richness to this underneath. Maybe that's the cypress pine actually, and the woods. Let me know what you think. If there's any women out there, what do you gravitate towards the floral side of this fragrance, or the woody side, or in general in fragrances? Yeah, I can feel it powdery as well. This is interesting. It's quite quickly powdery. Usually powdery fragrances for me take a bit of a while before. I don't know what it is that adds powderiness to fragrances. So again, if anyone's out there who knows what or notes add a powderiness to it, I'd be much appreciated to find out. So we'll have a little look at some pros here, or let's do cons. Okay, so more suitable for men than women. So okay, it's 93 thumbs up and 51 thumbs down, so majority is siding with that it is more suitable for men. Again, I'm just on for Organica. This is nothing that no one cannot find out themselves. Medley of various spices with little oud. And that's probably for a reason, and I imagine a good reason for that as well. That because there is a lot going off in there, it feels like you've done this real solid by having the oud right at the back rather than a more prominent thing, because there's, or overbearing, because there's so much in the way that's happening on top of that oud that it's such an exciting experience anyway. It's average longevity for some, 16 thumbs up, 42 thumbs down. Aggressive woody musk. Well, I like that, so I'll get a thumbs up from me. I like aggressive woody. So it's also saying an aniseed impression, which I personally don't get. Saffron and rosewood combo, not unique. Yeah, it gets 41 thumbs down, 4 thumbs up. So yeah, well, many people try it. Many like perfumers, you know, try different, well, similar. So not original or natural overall. There is reminiscence of this one, similar to Chanel Egoist. Very woody and floral also. So yeah, though it's its own, when I say that, it's its own in fragrance in its own right. So yeah, no drama there. So the pros: complex and beautiful scent. Yep. 128 thumbs up to 5 down. Absolutely, there's so much going off in there, so much, so many facets that it's one of those fragrances for me that's an experience. It's a journey that one wears, and it's like a journey of discovery through the olfactory spectrum. There's always different things popping up, different smells, and getting different whiffs from different angles. So yeah, great for cold weather. So it's getting 105, as I mentioned, I'm in the 30s. Let's have a quick look. It is actually, yeah, I can't have a quick look because I'm filming on the phone. So yeah, it's hot. Long lasting performance, it gets big thumbs up there. Suitable for both men and women. It's getting a lot of thumbs up. Amazing cedar with right amount of oud. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just the right amount of oud. I think any more in it, it'd be just totally overbearing. They've really worked well on this one. This is a science project. They have distilled this down to an art. It's transferred from science to art. So yeah, amazing. Amber resins adds depth to the woody scent. Okay, maybe that's the deepness then. The good for library and forest settings. Well, yeah, if you like the library, then sure. And yeah, okay, I mean, there's lots of woods in there, so using it as a woody scent somewhere would be ideal. Okay, if you're going on a walk in the woods, what's that Parfum de Mali one that's good for that as well? I got similar feedback, libraries in woods. But big barley, that's it, barley. Smooth blend, but this is nothing like barley, by the way. It might share the cedar note and a couple of woody notes, but it's nothing like barley. So if you were put off by barley, if that was too deep for you, then don't worry about this, because this is different. It's a lot more floral, there's a lot more happening. Smooth blend is cardamom, cinnamon, tonka and vanilla. It's a smooth casual fragrance. I'm going to be interested to see how long this does last in the heat, because it can make the difference. So yeah, Right, we'll get on to some comments now. Well, it's trended actually. It's trended really well from its release. It's gone up and up and up. So it's really high at the moment. The longevity, long lasting is the forerunner there. Sillage, moderate to strong, just edging it ahead. Gender, unisex, and more male actually, they're saying. And price, okay, price is the lead runner there. Okay, so let's look at some comments. So Halfeti is a very spicy oud that is blended very good. It screams luxury to me and I love wearing it. It just lifts my mood and everyone around me also love when I'm wearing it. Halfeti is a high quality, woody, spicy perfume which smells complex and is very well blended. I prefer the opening notes and don't particularly appreciate the oud and the leather in the dry note. Yeah, I can imagine me being the opposite. Although I do enjoy the opening, it's amazing opening. Again, it's back to that experience of the wear, isn't it? It's the journey. Heavy winter fragrance, a little goes a long way, lasts forever. Okay, well, how many did I put? Maybe put on about 6. I don't know why no one has said this yet, but for me it smells very similar to Amoro's Jubilation DNA. Not the same, but a very similar profile. I prefer Jubilation a bit more, but this is also a very nice fragrance. It smells aromatic and woody in a traditional way. I can see this being worn year round, but for summer, only night time. I'm shocked at how it can be so old school, but also gets so many compliments. Smells like a clean lumberjack. This is what I discovered with Egoist by Chanel. It's like reminds me of a barbershop fougere, however so spicy. It's a relatively old fragrance. It's not modern fragrance, but it's still so contemporary. These two share some similarities in that contemporariness. Halfeti has quickly become an insatiable craving for me. I wore it on a New York Eve and the event I attended was outdoors, and I have to say it's absolute perfection for a cold night out on the town. The masterfully balanced cardamom and oud don't disappear at all in the chilly night air. It's great protection and nice sillage. Every time I want to feel rich, fancy, like I bathe in gold flakes just because I can, I put on this on. 10 out of 10. I enjoy this. I was on a holiday in Turkey and the smell of the pine trees reminded me of this fragrance. I wore it to work and got told it smelled like cheap aftershave. I think it's a piney aspect of it that may remind some of Brut or something green and pine like, especially for those not into fragrances like the person that made the comment. Nice, few £100 fragrance. I've been told that it's cheap. Spicy wood, leather and some rose. Gorgeous scent, but also loud. So if you like your loud, go for it. Pine, woody, sporty, sour. Like a night in the woods after your brother and his friends had too many contests between each other. It smells like an Axe body spray covered in pine with a hint of sweet. The separate notes are nice, especially when I get from the cool down, but together it is all just too much, unbearable. Well, what I'm talking about is there's not a criticism in this from me. I tend to reach for Halfeti in the warmer months of the year. There's a little more projection with the warm spicy notes. I love how the top, middle and base notes fight each other as it creates a true masterpiece. However, I wish the performance was stronger as this fragrance turns to a skin scent after 4 hours with 8 to 12 sprays. James Bond breaks into a desert palace, steals a thumb drive, saves the world, and steals the Sultan's prettiest wife. He was wearing this as he drives away in an original Land Cruiser through the desert dunes with a gorgeous woman and a pair of CP-22-6 pistols. The only criticism with that comment, if he was wearing this, James Bond, he'd soon get caught. the CRs on this are what I'm experiencing, and you know, it's projection. You're gonna get busted. The people will follow you central within moments. Lovely Western interpretation of oud, very wearable. If you like this scent, you should try Dominique Rapion's Oud Malaki or Chapard. It's a better, more complex version and 3 times stronger. Okay, well that's something to maybe look at. Easily you can blind buy this fragrance, sure scent, 10 out of 10. Reminds me of Mason Magalera Jazz Club in the opening, then a lighter version of Black Afghano. I just received my sample and I'm quite disappointed. I can hardly smell this. I get a warm and vaguely figgy note for about an hour, then the show's over. And yeah, it depends what part of the world you live in as well, and what you're used to in your country, and your smells and your fragrances, and what you become accustomed to. And I'm pushing 50 and this is just a little too mature a scent for me. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice, good quality scent. I would even call it timeless rather than dated, but you need to be really experienced, preferably retired, to really live up to the smell of Halfeti. Maybe when I'm older. Well, maybe I'm just getting old then. This is wonderful, wonderful scent. I can't say it enough, there's just so much going off, and I like that. I love it. Oud and calming spices, very masculine and pretty mature. I would get a bottle when it suits me more, because this is not really for anyone but men, plus 25. Pretty good price for 100ml considering most niche brands, and the longevity and projection is also there. So yeah, it's not a kid's fragrance. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there from Halfeti, and actually let me not leave it there from Halfeti. Let me have a little spray of this. Flipping out. Don't make these things easier. Get too much out because I'm travelling, so these things have a tendency of just getting everywhere. So it's hard to obviously smells soapy. Yeah, because there's some soap in it. It smells not more soapy, but it does actually smell of the fragrance. It'd be interesting having a bathe in this and then wearing it as a fragrance. Or maybe like have a wash in this and then wear something else to see if it can be distinguished. Though, yeah, I'm certainly not disappointed. So that's what we've had. We've had Penhaligon's Halfeti. Hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll leave it at that, and wish that you're all creating value in your own lives and in your environment, and adieu.